One small step, a giant leap for mankind. On July 20, 1969, the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon. This momentous occasion, witnessed by millions through grainy television screens, marked a pivotal moment in human history. It was the culmination of years of dedicated research, meticulous planning, and unwavering courage. Apollo 11, a symbol of human ambition and ingenuity, launched us into a new era of space exploration, forever altering our perception of our place in the cosmos. The lunar landing transcended national boundaries, uniting people across the globe in a shared sense of wonder and accomplishment. It was a testament to the power of human innovation, a demonstration of what we could achieve when we dared to dream big. This single event ignited a passion for scientific exploration and inspired generations to come. The footprints left on the lunar surface served as a powerful symbol of our collective potential, a reminder that even the seemingly impossible could be within our grasp. However, despite the overwhelming evidence and global acclaim, a shadow of doubt has lingered over this momentous occasion. Conspiracy theories, fueled by skepticism and misinformation, have attempted to cast the moon landing as an elaborate hoax, a fabrication designed to deceive the world. These theories, often presented with conviction and a semblance of logic, have resonated with a segment of the population, sowing seeds of distrust in the official narrative. But just how much weight do these claims hold when scrutinized under the lens of scientific inquiry? In the spirit of scientific exploration, we must delve into these controversial claims, examining the evidence with a critical and discerning eye. Only through rigorous analysis and open-minded investigation can we truly appreciate the magnitude of this historic event and separate fact from fiction. In the sections that follow, we will embark on a journey to explore the evidence, debunk the myths, and ultimately celebrate the remarkable achievement that was Apollo 11. Whispers of doubt conspiracy theories take root. Despite the global celebration of the moon landing, a small but vocal group has consistently questioned the authenticity of this historical event. These skeptics, often driven by a distrust of authority or a desire for alternative explanations, have presented a range of arguments, suggesting that the lunar landing was staged on a soundstage rather than on the surface of the moon. Their claims, widely disseminated through books, documentaries, and online forums, have gained traction among certain audiences, fostering a culture of doubt around one of humanity's greatest achievements. The most pervasive conspiracy theories center around perceived inconsistencies in the photographic and video evidence from the Apollo 11 mission. Skeptics point to anomalies such as the apparent lack of stars in the lunar sky, the seemingly waving American flag in a vacuum, and the parallel shadows cast by astronauts and objects, suggesting that these are telltale signs of studio lighting and fabricated scenery. These observations, presented as compelling evidence of a hoax, have fueled the imaginations of those who question the official narrative. Furthermore, some theories delve into the technical challenges of the mission, suggesting that the technology available in the 1960s was insufficient to achieve a lunar landing. They raise concerns about the ability of the spacecraft to withstand the intense radiation of the Van Allen belts, the alleged lack of a blast crater beneath the lunar module, and the perceived implausibility of leaving footprints in the dry lunar dust. These arguments, often presented with technical jargon and a veneer of scientific authority, have resonated with those seeking alternative explanations for this extraordinary feat. While these conspiracy theories may seem compelling at first glance, they often crumble under the weight of scientific scrutiny. In the following sections, we will delve into each of these claims, examining the evidence and separating fact from fiction. By confronting these doubts head-on, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible challenges overcome by the Apollo 11 mission and reaffirm the reality of this monumental achievement. Shadows and flags. Dissecting the skeptics' claims. One of the most common arguments put forth by moon landing skeptics concerns the photographic evidence from the Apollo 11 mission. They point to the parallel shadows cast by astronauts and objects in the lunar photographs, suggesting that this is a clear indication of studio lighting being used to simulate the sun's rays. However, this claim stems from a misunderstanding of basic perspective and the geometry of light. When parallel lines, such as shadows cast by the sun, are projected onto a curved surface like the moon, they appear to converge in the distance, creating the illusion of non-parallel shadows. Skeptics also question the seemingly waving American flag planted on the lunar surface, arguing that the absence of wind on the moon makes such movement impossible. However, the flag's movement is not due to a breeze but rather to the way it was designed and mounted. The flag was attached to a telescopic pole with a horizontal bar across the top to ensure it remained unfurled. The wrinkles in the fabric, caused by the flag being folded during transport, further contribute to the illusion of movement in the still photographs. Another point of contention is the lack of stars in the lunar sky in the Apollo 11 photographs. Conspiracy theorists suggest that this is evidence of a fabricated backdrop, as the stars should be clearly visible in the absence of an atmosphere. However, this argument overlooks the limitations of photographic technology at the time. The bright lunar surface and the astronauts' white spacesuits required short exposure times to prevent overexposure, making it impossible to capture the faint light of distant stars. These perceived anomalies, often presented as smoking guns by conspiracy theorists, evaporate under the scrutiny of scientific reasoning and a basic understanding of photography. The evidence, far from contradicting the official narrative, actually supports the authenticity of the moon landing. The Van Allen belts. A radioactive barrier? Some skeptics argue that the Van Allen belts, regions of intense radiation surrounding Earth, posed an insurmountable obstacle for the Apollo astronauts. They claim that the spacecraft's shielding would have been insufficient to protect the crew from lethal doses of radiation, rendering the mission impossible. However, this argument ignores the meticulous planning and engineering that went into mitigating the radiation risk. The Apollo missions were carefully timed to minimize exposure to the Van Allen belts. The spacecraft's trajectory was designed to bypass the most intense regions of radiation, and the transit time through the belts was relatively short. Furthermore, the spacecraft's aluminum hull provided adequate shielding against the high-energy particles. The astronauts' dosimeters, which measured their radiation exposure, confirmed that they received doses well within acceptable limits, demonstrating the effectiveness of the safety precautions. Moreover, the Van Allen belts are not a monolithic barrier but rather a dynamic region with varying levels of radiation intensity. The Apollo missions traversed the belts at altitudes where the radiation levels were manageable, further mitigating the risk. The scientific understanding of the Van Allen belts and the meticulous planning of the Apollo missions ensured that the astronauts' health and safety were not compromised. The claim that the Van Allen belts rendered the moon landing impossible is unfounded and fails to account for the robust safety measures implemented by NASA. The Apollo missions stand as a testament to human ingenuity, demonstrating our ability to overcome even the most daunting challenges in our pursuit of scientific exploration. Section 5. Missing stars. A celestial oversight? The absence of stars in the photographic and video footage from the Apollo missions has fueled speculation among conspiracy theorists. They argue that the stars should be clearly visible in the lunar sky due to the lack of an atmosphere. This apparent discrepancy, they claim, suggests that the lunar backdrop was fabricated and that the entire event was staged. However, this argument overlooks basic principles of photography and the specific conditions under which the Apollo images were captured. The lunar surface, reflecting sunlight, is extremely bright, especially during the lunar daytime when the Apollo missions took place. To prevent overexposure, the astronauts used fast shutter speeds and small apertures, which effectively limited the amount of light entering the camera. These settings, ideal for capturing well-lit images of the lunar surface and the astronauts, were not conducive to capturing the faint light of distant stars. Furthermore, the white spacesuits worn by the astronauts reflected a significant amount of sunlight, further contributing to the overall brightness of the scene. This added brightness, combined with the camera settings optimized for the lunar landscape, made it impossible to capture the relatively dim light of stars in the background. The absence of stars in the Apollo photographs is not evidence of a fabricated backdrop, but rather a consequence of the photographic techniques employed in a brightly lit environment. The argument put forth by conspiracy theorists ignores the technical limitations of photography and the specific challenges of capturing images on the lunar surface. Section 6. The waving flag. A fabricated breeze? One of the most enduring images from the Apollo 11 mission is that of the American flag planted on the lunar surface, seemingly waving in the breeze. Conspiracy theorists have seized upon this image, arguing that the flag's movement is impossible in the vacuum of space, suggesting that the scene must have been staged on Earth. However, the flag's apparent fluttering is not due to wind, but rather a result of its design and the way it was mounted. The flag was attached to a telescopic pole with a horizontal bar across the top, ensuring that it remained unfurled and visible in photographs. This design, intended to present a proud display of the American flag, created the illusion of a waving flag even in the absence of wind. The wrinkles in the fabric, caused by the flag being folded during transport, further contributed to this effect, making it appear as if the flag were rippling in a gentle breeze. Furthermore, the lunar environment, with its lack of air resistance, allowed the flag to move freely once it was unfurled. Any slight movement of the pole, either intentional or accidental, would cause the flag to sway back and forth, creating the impression of waving motion in the still photographs and video footage. The seemingly waving flag is not evidence of a staged event, but rather a testament to the ingenuity of the engineers who designed a system to display the flag proudly in the challenging conditions of the lunar surface. The flag's movement, far from contradicting the official narrative, is a testament to the meticulous planning and attention to detail that went into the Apollo mission. Section 7. Parallel shadows. Evidence of studio lighting. Conspiracy theorists often point to the parallel shadows cast by astronauts and objects in the lunar photographs as evidence of studio lighting being used to simulate the sun's rays. They argue that if the sun were the only source of light, the shadows should converge in the distance due to perspective. However, this claim stems from a misunderstanding of the geometry of light and the properties of perspective on a curved surface. While it is true that parallel lines appear to converge in the distance due to perspective, this effect is not always apparent when projected onto a curved surface like the moon. The curvature of the lunar surface distorts the perceived perspective, making parallel lines, such as shadows cast by the sun, appear less convergent than they would on a flat plane. Furthermore, the distance between objects on the lunar surface, relative to the vast distance to the sun, minimizes the convergence of shadows. The sun's rays, emanating from a source essentially at infinity, strike the moon at a nearly parallel angle, resulting in shadows that appear parallel over the relatively short distances captured in the Apollo photographs. The parallel shadows in the lunar photographs are not evidence of studio lighting, but rather a demonstration of the interplay between perspective, curvature, and the geometry of light on a celestial body. The claim made by conspiracy theorists ignores the fundamental principles of optics and the unique conditions present on the lunar surface. Section 8. The lunar footprint. An impossible impression? Another point of contention for moon landing skeptics is the iconic image of Neil Armstrong's footprint in the lunar dust. They argue that the lack of moisture and atmosphere on the moon would make it impossible to leave such a well-defined impression. However, this argument fails to account for the unique properties of lunar dust, which differ significantly from terrestrial soil. Lunar dust, formed by billions of years of meteorite impacts, is composed of fine, jagged particles that readily cling together. Unlike Earth soil, which is rounded and smoothed by erosion, lunar dust retains its sharp edges, allowing it to interlock and maintain its shape. This cohesiveness, combined with the low gravity of the moon, enables the dust to hold a distinct impression, even without the presence of moisture. Furthermore, the absence of wind and erosion on the moon ensures that the footprint remains undisturbed for extended periods. The pristine conditions of the lunar environment preserve the impression, making it appear as fresh as the moment it was made. The lunar footprint, far from being impossible, is a testament to the unique properties of lunar dust and the pristine conditions of the lunar environment. The argument put forth by conspiracy theorists ignores the scientific understanding of lunar regolith and the factors that contribute to the formation and preservation of footprints in this extraterrestrial environment. Section 9. Third-party evidence, corroborating the truth. While the evidence gathered by the Apollo missions themselves provides a compelling case for the authenticity of the moon landing, independent verification from third-party sources further strengthens the argument against conspiracy theories. Numerous countries and organizations, including those not politically aligned with the United States, tracked the Apollo spacecraft, received transmissions from the moon, and analyzed the lunar samples brought back to Earth, corroborating the NASA account of events. The Soviet Union, engaged in a fierce space race with the United States at the time, had the means and motivation to expose any fraudulent claims regarding the moon landing. Their own tracking stations monitored the Apollo missions, and their scientists analyzed the lunar samples, ultimately confirming the authenticity of the event. Other countries, including Japan, Australia, and various European nations, also independently tracked the missions and received data from the moon, providing unbiased confirmation of the Apollo program's success. Furthermore, the scientific community at large has scrutinized the Apollo data and lunar samples, publishing countless research papers based on these findings. The overwhelming consensus among experts in fields ranging from astronomy to geology supports the conclusion that the Apollo missions did indeed land on the moon. The independent verification from multiple sources, including nations not politically aligned with the United States, provides a robust and unbiased confirmation of the moon landing. The evidence gathered by these third parties, coupled with the extensive scientific analysis of the Apollo data and lunar samples, dispels any lingering doubts about the authenticity of this historic event. Section 10. Echoes of Apollo, a legacy of scientific advancement. The Apollo 11 mission was not merely a symbolic victory in the space race, it was a catalyst for scientific and technological advancement that continues to resonate today. The immense challenges of sending humans to the moon spurred innovation in numerous fields, leading to the development of new materials, computer systems, communication technologies, and life support systems. Many of these innovations have found applications in everyday life, impacting fields ranging from medicine to consumer electronics. The scientific instruments deployed on the moon during the Apollo missions provided a wealth of data about the lunar environment, revolutionizing our understanding of our celestial neighbor. The lunar samples brought back to Earth allowed scientists to analyze the composition of the moon's surface, study its geological history, and gain insights into the formation of the solar system. These findings have profoundly impacted our understanding of planetary science and continue to shape research in this field. Moreover, the Apollo program inspired a generation of scientists, engineers, and mathematicians, fostering a passion for exploration and discovery. The legacy of Apollo lives on in the countless individuals who pursued careers in STEM fields, driven by the audacity and ambition of this monumental achievement. The spirit of innovation and the pursuit of knowledge that characterized the Apollo era continue to propel scientific progress today. The Apollo 11 mission, far from being a mere historical footnote, has left an indelible mark on science and technology, shaping our understanding of the universe and inspiring generations to reach for the stars. The echoes of Apollo continue to reverberate, reminding us of the power of human ingenuity and the boundless potential of scientific exploration. Section 11. Beyond the Moon, a testament to human ambition. The 1969 moon landing stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of human ambition, a symbol of our relentless pursuit of the unknown. It transcended national boundaries, uniting humanity in a collective sense of wonder and accomplishment. The footprints left on the lunar surface serve as a powerful reminder of our collective potential, a testament to what we can achieve when we dare to dream big and push the boundaries of what is deemed possible. While conspiracy theories may persist, they pale in comparison to the overwhelming evidence supporting the authenticity of the moon landing. The scientific data, the eyewitness accounts, the independent verification from multiple sources, and the technological advancements that stemmed from the Apollo program all coalesce into an undeniable truth. Humans walked on the moon. The moon landing was not merely a symbolic victory in the space race, it was a pivotal moment in human history, a giant leap for humankind that forever altered our perception of our place in the cosmos. It ignited a passion for scientific exploration, inspired generations to come, and left an indelible mark on science and technology. The legacy of Apollo lives on, reminding us of the boundless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon and urging us to continue our journey of exploration and discovery. As we venture further into the cosmos, the spirit of Apollo continues to guide us, reminding us that even the seemingly impossible can be within our grasp. The moon landing, a symbol of human ambition and ingenuity, serves as a beacon, illuminating the path toward a future where the boundaries of knowledge are constantly pushed and the thirst for exploration knows no bounds.